Wow, okay. Hello, anybody who's listening to this video slash podcast slash talk. Hello, everybody, or whoever is listening. It's time to talk about it. And as you can tell at the title of the video, it's gonna be a short but concise talk about you know what. I mean, you already know what is by the title of the video, which is the Rise of Skywalker, the ninth movie of the Star Wars, or the Skywalker saga, however you want to put it in. Now, hello everybody, I'm Super Geek, activated. I know I already saw that welcome, but welcome you all. Now, just to give something out of the way, I'm gonna give the first few minutes as a non-spoiler review, and then the later minutes, by the, I would say, second thirds or pass by the 25% of this video will be with a lot of spoilers. So I warn you, if you haven't watched this film, please go watch it and come back. Okay? Now, for the non-spoiler, being sincere, from my own perspective, I really love this movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10. And hold on, don't overthink on my score. I actually gave that score because, just for not touching that many spoilers, it gave a lot of credit to the original films, to episode 4, 5, and 6. Many Easter eggs or references, okay? That's why I love this movie. That's why I love how J.J. Abrams gave the fan service, and that's why I actually enjoy this film. Now, since we're done with that and being direct, not any more butter over the bread, how some people say, I'm gonna touch spoilers, okay? Now, to jump right in, the beginning of the film, okay, it was, oh, by the way, I already watched it twice, so now I can really see the concise things. Okay, the part of Mustafar, which is the red planet at the beginning of the first 2 minutes of the film, it's fine because you get to see Kylo Ren in action, but just for the sake of killing and taking everybody out for the Wayfinder, which is a Sith holocron slash, or whenever you want to see it, it's okay. But what I did cut up is that the way that they interact between scenes. So, for example, that was like, per se, since it's the very beginning of the film, let's say that's a scene number 1, right? And then in scene number 2 changes directly to the scene where Poe, Chewie, and I believe it was Finn, they were in the Millennium Falcon. They were trying to get some type of information and updates about a spy within the First Order. Now, when they changed directly to the scene, okay, I was able to digest the change of the scene, but I couldn't grasp the essence of it. So, in short words, I felt that it was too fast paced for the way that they were perpetrating the scene. So when they say, "Who is the spy?" or "What can you tell us?" and the other guy with the horns say at the very top of the roof, "Just win the war," and I'm like, okay, that's all? You're not gonna give any more details? You just have to go and take out the information? Fine, let's take it to Leia. But whatever. Now, jumping to the other scenes. Okay, so there's another scene for Rey training as a Jedi. She didn't finish a training course because she was giving excuses, but she just was feeling distracted. And guess who distracted her? It was Kylo using the helmet of Darth Vader. Now, for the sake of jumping to get to the main points, since Rey is a granddaughter of Palpatine, I really like that because that gave a much of a reason and sense that she is too damn powerful. But I didn't understand why they had to emphasize in the film beforehand that the Palpatine, the Emperor, was always operating behind the shadows. Why there was no other reference in episode 8 or episode 7? Now, the only thing that got me to think that she was actually a granddaughter of Palpatine is because they mentioned that Kylo Ren was the granddaughter of Darth Vader. So it crossed my mind 2 years ago, yes, I'm being honest here, that probably she was a granddaughter or a relative to the Palpatine. Now, that was one of my theories. The other one that I got when I watched Last Jedi, which I didn't like, to be honest, is that Rey was not actually connected to Palpatine, but she was maybe like a niece, or I would say a close family member to Luke. And other people online were suggesting, I don't think it was that much of a viral, but they were thinking that Kylo and Rey, they were brothers because there were so much interactions within their dialogues in Episode 8. And that was probably one of the best theories that I was hearing from them, from the online post and people commenting about it. But other people were also supporting that she was probably Palpatine because she was having too much power since the very beginning of Episode 7. And I'm like, okay, she's too strong with the Force, so what's going on there? And now in this one, Episode 9, they're now explaining she's a Palpatine, that's why you have too much power, that's why you have the race, that's why your parents were trying to protect you in Jakku. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess. Makes sense, for the moment anyway. But now, changing to the last part of the movie, I'm shifting because it is a long movie and some things are being extra. But if you want to actually know more about in depth, you can search up in YouTube any other full detailed review spoiler with other YouTubers. I don't want to be too draggy on this one. I just want to be concise, direct, and to the point. That's how I am. Okay? Now, continue. For the last part of the film, that was interesting that Palpatine wanted to, be slashed in by Rey's lightsaber with the Luke's. But, with Luke's lightsaber or Leia's lightsaber, I don't remember. Okay, the point is that if she was going to kill Palpatine said that if that would have happened, he and the other prisoners of the Sith will go into her and she will be the new Empress of the whole galaxy, the new Empire. And I'm like, okay, that was like something to think about. And before moving on, I was able to move on to the last part of the film, the ending, as we would say. But the way that she was finding the other Wayfinder, which is in the old second Death Star, when she was looking herself at the dark side of Rey, like the Rey with a double saber, red saber. That was interesting. I never pictured her in the dark side. And to be honest, I really enjoyed that scene, even though it was like, 25 seconds of footage between her and the dark side of Rey. But that was interesting to see. That was an interesting perspective coming from the direction of J.J. Abrams. Now, ahora sí. Okay, I'm sorry, in Spanish here. Now, we go back to the ending. Now, when she was defeating Palpatine with both lightsabers, Leia's and Luke's, that was a little bit of a cliche, but I was like, okay, fine, sure, go get him, destroy him, make some justice here in the galaxy to end the war. But one thing that I did not like at all is the kiss between Kylo Ren and Rey, because I sensed that was too much of a I would say it felt forced. It felt like it was not supposed to be there, because you put to meditate in episode 7 and episode 8, there was no love interactions. And if you want to connect the rules of a Jedi, one of them is that you're not supposed to mix your feelings, your personal feelings, with the actions in war or combat. And they say that because the first one to fall about that was Anakin with Padme. And guess what happened? She died. But on this trilogy, somehow, I don't know who suggested it, said, let's give the people a freaking curveball and let them kiss. Okay, I did not like the kiss, period. I'm not satisfied with it. It doesn't give a lot of context between the interaction of these two characters. Plus, Kylo Ren was trying to redeem himself. He did a good job, but he was not supposed to kiss her. Maybe he was supposed to say, I'm glad you brought balance to the Force. Now you can be the next generation of Jedi, or something like that, or something related to that. If he would say that instead of the kiss, maybe I would have believed it, I would have buy it. But anyway, now when she say at the very, 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 very end of the film, I'm Rey Skywalker, just for the sake of being connected to Luke and Leia through meeting them on some adventures with them and having trust with them, just for the sake of that and taking their last name, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. She's a Palpatine. She has that in her blood, and just for the sake of bringing back bringing back into the Force and destroying Palpatine, just because of that and ending the Order of the Sith, you're now a Skywalker. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I'm not satisfied with it. It's because if maybe she would have been a relative to Luke or something else, maybe I would have buy it, but not in this one. Not in this one. Now, I'm going too close to 11 minutes. Okay, I'm going to finish it up here. Guys, I really enjoyed the movie, but there were some little elements that I did not enjoy. You know, the fast-paced scenes, the kiss, the explanation of direct script. I felt like lazy writing, now that I'm thinking about it. In some aspects of the movie, that's what I'm trying to hit at. But overall, it was a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. Way more than episode 8, yeah, for sure. But anyway, I already watched it twice, and I think I'm done with that. Okay, you all. That was my non-spoiler and spoiler review of this movie. Oh, by the way, before I finish, I want to say something. Don't go yet. Okay, so I have heard the reviews of other people. Online, on YouTube, on Twitter, in many places. And okay, for the people who are actually not satisfied with the movie, okay, that's fine. You did not like the movie, in your own perspective, in your own satisfaction. Okay. But for me, because I remember the originals, I remember the story, and I remember that I always get hyped, get the geeky moments with the references and Easter eggs. That makes me happy. That makes me satisfied. And knowing that she has now a purpose for being a Palpatine or Palpatine granddaughter, that is satisfying with me, because now that answers my question that I've been asking for these many years in this new trilogy. And no, this trilogy does not close up the saga. I just feel that it closes up this trilogy only. That's it. Because it is a big story of 40-something years. I would say close to 43 years. But it doesn't close up the story. I feel like they're gonna use Rey in many other movies in the new generation, or like a new different type of saga in the future. Not now anyway. Okay, so guys, I'm not gonna talk no more. I don't wanna be too long, close to 13, 14 minutes. Wow, okay. Okay, you all, take care. It's good to be back. I haven't uploaded because I don't have the chance. And I've been busy with other stuff too, and work. But as soon as I have a chance, I'll upload again. Take care, you all. May the Force be with you, and have a great day. See ya.